welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Nikki here. So today I have a KKW inspired makeup look. I am personally a huge fan of the Kardashians, and I saw Kim Kardashian post a look of herself in an unbelievable red lip that she's coming out with on the 23rd. I went to have a look on her makeup artist, or the makeup artist that did the work on her, called Visser, and he had a photograph of her on his page, and she just, honestly, she is ultimate goals. Like, she looks so stunning. She's got this beautiful red lip, but it's not a matte red lip. I would say it's demi matte, and then this kind of like bronzy eye, brown smoky eye going on with like really neutral lashes. It's just very sultry and sexy and wet, and I like everything about this. So I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna flip through both the images and then just kind of get inspiration from them and use them. Unfortunately, there aren't any more photos that I could get, so I don't actually know what products he's used, or I don't actually know anything. I don't know what the products look like close up. I'm just going by this image. So we're gonna try and recreate it, or take inspiration from it and do a similar sort of look. So I'm of course gonna start off just with a clean base, a really nice cleansed skin. I've also got red nails on. I don't think red really suits me, if I'm honest, but I've got red nails on to go with the feel of this vibe. I'm gonna start off using the e.l.f. Natural Glow Lotion. I'm gonna take a generous amount of this, and I'm gonna pop this all over the skin, on my face and neck and chest area. I just wanted to quickly say, shameless plug, but if you like my uploads here on YouTube, then I actually have an Insta video go live every single day. Every single day of the week there is a new video from me. So if you want to keep up to date with me, that would be the best place. And also you can like DM me, and I like to respond to loads of comments there as well. If you want, we can be active there. Follow me on Instagram, the link will be down below. Okie dokes, now it's time for skin. I always like to do skin first, and I know that the Kardashians and the Jenners, makeup artists specifically, love using Giorgio Luminous Silk. So that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to use Giorgio Luminous Silk foundation in the shade number 9. And I'm going to take a little bit of this foundation, not too much because her skin looks so healthy and fresh in the image. And I'm going to pop this all over the skin just to create a really nice blank canvas. I must say, guys, that I really do need to get another Luminous Silk. The Luminous Silk is the only foundation that I've got. It's a tiny bit, like half a shade darker, I would say, or a quarter of the shade darker if I'm being really picky, on my skin. But it's the only one that actually really looks like skin. That you can't see it on. It just kind of like vanishes into the skin, which is what I like about it. I need to get another one because mine's almost run out. For concealing these Chanel bags, I'm going to be using Fenty Beauty's Pro Filter, the Cure Concealer in the shade 330. I'm going to be popping this underneath the eyes where I've got the most amount of darkness, and then just using my beauty blender to blend that out, and then bounce that around other areas where I've got a little bit more hyperpigmentation as well, just to disguise that. Guys, you know, nowadays I bounce the beauty blender so hard that my arm starts aching. I'm like blending for ages. Ever since I seen that makeup bio said you should really blend your foundation and your concealer in to your skin, I'm forever bouncing. Forever bouncing. Let's go in with a little bit of highlighter. I'm going to go in with Fenty Beauty's Pro Filter Concealer. The same concealer but in a different shade. This one is 260, so it's a little bit brighter. And we're going to add a little bit of brightness just underneath the eyes and to the center of the face, just to start adding a little bit of dimension and sculpting the face. Now from the photo, it seems to me that Kim's got quite a nice bronze going on, but it's nothing too heavy. It's not really exaggerate. So I'm going to go into my RCMA. This is the concealer palette in the series Favorites palette in Shinto, and I'm actually going to mix the two darker colors together on a fluffy brush, and then I'm just going to start blending this straight onto the skin so I can control it, and just adding more where I need to. But because this concealer palette is more like, it's a little bit oily, but it's very sheer, you can really build it up. And I'm going to add the most to the cheeks, and then just kind of around the temples and a little bit on the jaw as well. So what I've actually been loving recently is this concealer palette, because when you put on product, like when I put on my cream bronzer, usually I put it on quite strong and you can see the color, but with this one you have to keep layering it up to then be able to see it, if that's what makes sense. It's so sheer and so natural that you can't see it when you first start applying it, and it looks like you're not really putting anything on. And then as you keep building the layers, you get a really nice soft bronze, which looks so natural. With this palette, I like to take the second to darkest and just go around my chin area because, and my upper lip, just because I get a little bit of hyperpigmentation here, and it always needs to be a little bit warmer so it doesn't look ashy. Now I'm going to move it straight on to her brows. We want kind of like, she's got bushy brows, bushy but still tame, and I want to create the same feel. They're quite textured. We're going to do brows first, and then we're going to move back to nose contour. So first I'm just going to use Anastasia spoolie just to brush my brows through. Using my Benefit, this is the 24-hour brow setter. I'm just going to use the comb side so it's not got too much product on it, and I'm just going to lightly brush through all of the hairs and lift them upwards. Now Kim hasn't got model brows, they're not going to stay like this. It just enables me to see all the gaps. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do too much to my brows, but I'm going to use my Benefit Precisely My Brow in shade number 5. And then I'm just going to do small hair-like strokes just from the bottom to the top to fill in any gaps, but leaving the part at the front very, very sparse. So we just want to add a little bit of colour and a little bit of texture. Now we look a little bit crazy, but trust the process. We're going to go back in with that brow gel and lay the hairs at the top back down, and this will hopefully just give us a little bit of texture to the brows and complete them. Going into my concealer palette and taking the second to lightest shade now on a square brush, I'm just going to clean up the brows a little bit and then use a fluffy brush just to buff out the edges. Now I'm going to use a little bit of that concealer palette again, going into both the two darker colours. Kim has this kind of like, I don't know, it's like a hollow. It's where the nose contour connects to the eyeshadow, and I always think it's quite beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to exaggerate this and take my cream bronzer very strong through this contour of the nose here, and then just bring it down and blend it out. Now this is the fun part. I've been waiting to do these eyes because these eyes are so me, very bronzed, orange warm tones, but they're also kind of like winged out. Everything goes up and outwards. So for this I'm actually going to be using the one Lawless palette, just because it's got these beautiful bronzy shades in them. And taking that same brush that I used for my nose contour, I'm going to go into the shade Complicated, which is just going to act as our first base transition color, so we can just lie out where we want the shape of the eyeshadow to go. You guys just need to remember that the shadow always gets taken up through the brow, and it's very strong. Like, this is something that I've been doing quite recently, and I really like the eye shape, but it just gets taken from the nose contour up into the brow and then taken out and winged out. Once I've roughly, like, it's very messy, just mapped out the shape, and I get a feel for like where the color is going to go, I'm going to take my fluffy brush. I'm just going to go over everything now just to build that shade up. I now want to begin to warm this crease up. So we want to go in with like either an orange or something that's a bit more reddy orange. I'm going to take the shade Steady because it's a little bit of a darker burnt orange, and we're just going to run over this just to warm that crease up. Also going to take this shade. It feels like this inner corner is kind of closed a little bit with that burnt orange, so I'm going to take it right into here. I'm now making this up because I have absolutely no idea what's going on in the image, but I'm going to take a little bit of this shade here called DTR, which is a chocolate brown, and we're just going to very, very carefully create a little bit of structure in that outer corner crease and then kind of bring it inwards. This is only just to create a little bit of shape and an illusion of a cut crease, even when it's not. I'm going to be real, I have no idea what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that chocolate shade that I'm putting in this outer corner and winging out. I'm going to bring it in towards the lash line as well. Okay, both the images that I can see of her, I feel like they are the same makeup, but the wet hair look has just been vamped up a little bit. I feel like she's got a little bit of shimmer or a bronze on her eyelids to go with the wet look. So I'm going to run with that, and I'm going to take the shade Obsessed out of this palette as well. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of Fling just to lighten it a tiny bit. And then I'm going to add the tiniest amount of sparkle, bronze sparkle, just to the centers and to the inner corner part of my eye. Now personally to me, it looks like we've got a little bit of a brown eyeliner situation, darkness kind of smoked out liner going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Wanna Gel Wanna Get Lucky Gel Liner by Ardell, and this is in the dark brown one. I'm just gonna run this on my top lash line and really start smudging that out. Guys, I'm gonna move on to mascara, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of top mascara to my lashes. I'm gonna move to skin for now. I'm gonna be using the Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is the Evolution powder in 02. It is a little bit lighter, so it's going to brighten my under eyes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my triangle sponge and I'm just going to set underneath my eyes and down the sides of my nose as well, and down the center of my nose too. Just bake that so I get a really nice airbrushed look there. I feel like her cheekbones are proper snatched as well. I don't know if her cheekbones are just cut like that, but they are snatched in the photo, so I'm just going to add a little bit of bake to the sides. Now for a little bit of, it's kind of like a bronzer blusher. She's got something that's quite warm and it's on that high point of her cheeks. I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever. This is the blush in 5.01, 5P01 I suppose. And it's called the Artist Shadow Blush. It's just a really nice burnt orange. I'm going to take it on a fluffy brush so it's not as pigmented. And then pop this on the high points of my cheeks and take it up to my temples as well. Once that's done, I'm going to add a little bit of smoke to my lower lash line. I'm also going to add some of that dark brown pencil in my waterline and a tight line with this as well. Now, she doesn't seem to have a really strong inner corner highlighter, but I know there's definitely a little bit of brightness going on there. So I'm going to go into the palette again and go into crushing, and then with a soft brush, just kind of blend this into the inner corners. Guys, let's start brushing away this bake so we can see where we are. Now, if you want to sharpen anything up or clean anything up, take a little bit of your powder on a fluffy brush. And then you can do that. So I want that line to be quite sharp and winged out. And then just brush over it. Also, just fix up anything that you may have lost when you powder. When you bake, you can lose color, like the nose contour and stuff. So just put that back in. We're going to move back to eyes, and for lashes I'm going to use Huda Beauty's Jade Foam Ink lashes because I feel like they will best suit this red lip look. So I'm just going to add a little bit of latex free duo on them and then pop them straight on. Now that lashes are on, I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara to my bottom lashes as well. Now before I move on to any highlighter, I'm actually going to do lips to see if I need to bronze up any more of the skin. I'm going to start off by using Technic's Chunky Lip Pencil in the shade Cherry Pie, and I'm going to give myself a really nice full lip. But this is only going to be on the outskirts so I can see that my lip shape is very symmetrical when I've got the liner on. I'm now just going to buff this liner out so it's not harsh when we put on any lipstick. So this shoot is all about the lips. It's her new liquid lipstick and it looks demi matte to me. So I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Demi Matte. This is the red one in Boy Collector. We're going to be popping this all over the lip and then we'll have a look at what it looks like. Now to me, KKW's classic red looks a little bit brighter. So I'm going to go over the top with Sleek's Matte Me. This is the Ultra Smooth Matte Lip Cream in Rioja Red, just in the center, and then I'll blend that out just to brighten it a tad. That was me being ever so picky. I don't know how it's coming off on camera, but it looks more like a classic true red color here in person. I'm going to go into MAC's Fix Powder, Studio Fix Powder in NC40, just to brighten a tiny bit underneath the eyes. Now guys, we're going to move into highlighter. I'm going to be using Iconic London's Illuminator drops in the shade Original. She's in a bathtub, so she's pretty much glistening everywhere, but it is more so down the center of her nose, in between her brows. She's got a little bit on her Cupid's bow, and then also on the high points of her cheekbone. So that's what I'm going to do using a damp beauty blender. I'm now just going to spritz a little bit of my Tarte Fixing Mist. And then for a little bit extra, we're going to go in with Revolutions. This is the Glow Revolution Prime Set Glow in the shade Timeless Bronze. I'm going to put this all over my chest area just so it looks really nice and wet and shimmery. Let's just add a little bit of water to finish the look off because we might as well go the extra mile now. And that, guys, is the finished look. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of this look down below. I love it. I love the wet hair as well. I'm feeling all of it, if I'm honest with you. Let me know your thoughts down below. Anyway, I love you guys so very much, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah!